And we are live. Hey, it's Brian G, and I am so glad that you made it today. We're going to talk YouTube, growth, all this ridiculous AI stuff. It's so powerful, but at the same time, I'm a little bit vain and I don't like the reflections. So we'll do this, but it's a bit bright. It's really great to see you. Cheers, my friend. Let's sit back and dig, have a conversation. Let's talk YouTube. And really, is it still possible for anybody to really move forward and grow? I think so, but it sure is hard, man. It is just, it's brutal. Let me know, where are you coming from? American English with Brent. Nice to see you, brother. What's happening? How you doing? Mount Cole Forage. Cheers. We got ourselves a dad's root beer. Now I've been having a lot of issues with this root beer. I'm just afraid a dad's going to stop me and say, you know, you have no real business drinking that, because I'm not really a dad. I was a poodle papa for a while. Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Okay, cool. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, that looks okay. I can live with that. Hey, Fick Gaming, what's going on, brother? Hey, here's a tip, my friend. Shorten your channel name. I would do that. I would just be like Fick Gaming, like HD, like something to think about. Rob the Maritimer. Hey, guys, we have a big guest in the house today, and Rob is going to be jumping on and live streaming with me on my typical Monday live stream. So this is the really delicious root beer, Dad's root beer. So Rob, thank you for accepting the invitation. And I live stream on Mondays. If you're not aware, if you want to join me and Rob, Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, let's give it a shot. Who had the question on charisma? I think that's a really great place to start. I think for me, one of the most important things that we can focus on is really being charismatic. But again, like, what does that mean? And what are the steps we can take? And you might be thinking, well, wow, you know, I'm kind of who I am, and it's important to be authentic. And I totally agree with that. But at the same time, I think there's a lot we can do, no matter what, to improve our ability to communicate in a way that's just easy for people to connect with. And for me personally, the thing that I did was simply strive to communicate in video and during my live streams in a way that would make it a lot easier for people to connect with. And you know what I did is I watched a lot of YouTubers that were where I wanted to be. And I really thought to myself, what are the things that they're doing that I'm doing a lot different or a little bit different? Where are they better? And you might think, you know, wow, it's really hard for me to see, and I'm not sure. But I would encourage you to instead say, that's a great question. What are they doing? And just leave it open-ended. And maybe even say, gosh, that would be great if I could figure that out. And I think once we do that, we really open ourselves up to a subconscious. So something to think about there. Guys, how is the audio doing? I'm amazed at how the camera's doing. This is a testament to Sony cameras. This camera was live, turned on with a dummy battery, so it was going to be on infinitely until I turned it off. Days. It was warm. It was hot. But this is the OG, the Sony a7S III. It's got such a beautiful 4K image, and you can shoot in amazing frame rates, 4K, slow motion, 120 frames. Audio is good. Dom, nice to see you. Smokes Shop says crisp, so fantastic. I think it looks pretty good too. And yeah, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Here's what I want to do today is I just want to hang out today. And I think I'm in this place right now with my YouTube channel, and I want to talk about this with you. And I really hope we can get a conversation going back and forth. I'd love to take your questions, but if you've got a question, here's a little tip. Pay attention to me. If I'm about to pause, then that's a really great question, a really great time to ask your question. And so, you know, I've been really publishing a lot lately. I went daily for maybe 4 or 5 days, and before that, I was like 2 to 3 videos a week. Pretty aggressive, right? And I woke up this morning, I had one ready to edit, and these are multicam. I really like my setup right now, super happy with it. I edited the video, it didn't take me long, less than an hour. And at that point, I ended up going for a walk that really kicked my butt with my wife. It was incredibly hot. The heat got to me coming up these hills and at altitude in Colorado. And I kind of decided, hey, Miguel, nice to see you, my friend. Peace. Miguel is a OG YouTuber. Miguel, did you hear my crazy story about the Sony? Man, dude, it was plugged in with the dummy battery for like 3 or 4 days, and it looks great. Like I had to let it like do nothing for 5 minutes, and then I was worried about the autofocus. It didn't want to focus, but anyway, yeah. Hey, yeah, thanks for the talking head setup. Is looking great. Good to see you on YouTube. Grind again. Yeah, we're making it happen. So let's talk about. Oh shoot. Let's talk a little bit about like, is it really possible? What are the things we can do? Insanity, yeah. Yeah. Well, like Miguel, it just the camera was on forever. Crazy, crazy. So I've been uploading quite a bit, and my views are up. I think I'm up about 60%, 50% in views. I've had a few videos do pretty well. And typically what you'll see is, not all videos are going to do exceptionally well. And this, I think most of us understand that, but boy, the people that just they want, but they're not ready to do. And I heard this quote back in the day. I forget the gentleman who said it, but he said, "You don't get what you want." This is important. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. So right now, I definitely feel like I'm a YouTuber. I'm uploading the videos like crazy. I'm paying attention to the things that are most important. I'm doing my best to bring you back, to share helpful information, and at the same time, I'm moving fast. I'm breaking things. The camera's on. The audio jack's not plugged in, and I decided just to take a step back and catch my breath. And I'm going to start kind of scheduling videos to go live every 2 to 3 days. Tomorrow, I'll probably film 2 videos and so on. And hey, Nicola, good to see you. Yeah, those are the things I want to do right now. And I am seeing a lot of a nice growth, and I'm seeing people coming back to the channel. And the thing I want to encourage you to do is just, get out there and make it happen. I've seen a number of people leaving comments like a crazy amount, but I don't see them publishing. And honestly, I think that's fine until it's not. So if you feel like, I really need to be uploading, it's really time for me to make this happen, then I want to encourage you just to set a deadline right now today. In fact, is there anybody in the live stream right now that maybe isn't uploading like they know they want to? Like you want to grow and you need to get started. Maybe you're intimidated. Just share that if you're willing to do that. Manuel says, how do you get all the things done? Any routine you would like to share? For me personally, now it is easier, but what's interesting is I, like everyone, almost everyone who comes to online marketing or YouTube, mostly YouTube, because that's the platform we're on. I had a full-time job as a chef, and I just carved out the time when I wasn't working. And interestingly, I broke my foot and I had to stay home for a few weeks, and I just kept building this website. Excuse me, and it worked out. The thing I would say today is like how to get it all done is to really create systems and a workflow and just publish regardless, but pay attention to the best, or not the best, I'm sorry, the most important things, and move forward. And I think when you do that, you'll be far more likely to see the results that you're after. Titles are so important, and it's just amazing to me to see people that have been uploading for months and their titles are so bad, and yet they're asking like, well, nothing's working. It's like, wow, you got to get your titles in line. Pay attention to basic fundamentals like keyword research, SEO. Pay attention to topics that are doing well for other creators in your niche, and so on. And when you do that, you'll start seeing results. My friend, make it happen, brother. Like, get started. And it's probably, honestly, it's going to be hard. You're probably not going to get all kinds of crazy results, but you know what? Like, when you go to bed, you can either cry and hem and haw over the expectations that weren't met. I would advise you not to do that. But you can say, man, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the best I can. And in fact, let me tell a story. I remember chatting with my pal, Nick Nimmin. And I said, man, dude, when we were coming up, we did a collab or two with each other, and my audio was so bad. Like, what was up with that? Why didn't you jump in and like really tell me to, figure it out, or just like push me? And he said, man, you were doing the best you could in that moment. And I think once you're at that point, and all that means is you're putting in considerable time and energy, it matters to you, you want to get better, and that's it. And he said, I could see that. You know what I mean? We all start from different places. And over time, I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm really happy with my setup. And interesting, when I took my long break, I always had a camera in my hand and I'm out photographing moose and osprey, and I'm getting these insane osprey pictures and photos of eagles, and I'm using like high-end Sony cameras, and I kept learning about video and photography. And when I came back, a lot of those things were really to my advantage. So I would just say, do your best to make it happen. Rob says, once you start uploading, you'll be so glad you did. Yeah, exactly. Especially if you can just say, hey, you know what? Like, here's something to think about. Okay. If you want to be a successful YouTuber, this is a pop quiz. If anyone wants to play along, just drop your comment below. If you're a YouTuber, what do you think you'd be doing all the time? Does anybody have any ideas? It's kind of tricky. It's a little bit of a trick question. It's kind of hard to really think, well, what would you be doing all the time? You'd be uploading videos. So the thing I would say is, before you get this idea, I see a lot of people doing this of, oh, it's going to be amazing and it's going to be so fun, and I'm going to have this community, which you will. I guarantee you will, as long as you stick with it and you truly strive to learn and grow, which ironically, you'd be amazed. It's easy to spot the people that are trying, and most do not. But you're always going to be uploading videos. You know what I mean? So instead of thinking, oh, dang it, I just need to get more views, or I'm afraid to start, like, get that process started. And as you move forward and you continue to upload, I guarantee you'll get better. And all you need to do is just say, hey, for a while, for the next few videos, I really got to get a handle on my audio, or my backdrop. It really looks, it kind of is icky. It's unorganized, it's messy, it's distracting. I can clean that up. And then after that, you're like, man, my thumbnails, I got to learn somehow. And I'm guilty too. You know what I mean? I'm definitely guilty of that. And it took me a while to start really pushing forward with my thumbnails and making great thumbnails and so on. And I almost started wonder if we still have it. No, I don't see it. There was like a goal for live streams, where you could have a goal for live stream super chats. And there's our first one right there from Landscape Rescue with Stuart Moore. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Wanted to say that you have pulled me out of the mud more than once, kept my mind right, and kept me going. You're awesome. You're awesome primary sauces. Okay. I'm glad that, for whatever reason, we were able to connect. And I love seeing these kind of messages. And I really, really appreciate your super chat. Thank you so very much. Yeah, here's the thing. Short form is going well, but long form is hard. It's a completely different game. The thing you may have heard, it's something that people kind of share, is that, when you're on your your phone and you're watching shorts, they just pop up, boom, boom. You don't choose as the viewer. They're just there. And people swipe away or whatever they click on. So the thing to really consider is that the more you can really focus on the title and the thumbnail, and what you say in the first few seconds of your short is going to help you. But on a long form video, it's absolutely critical. And for anybody that hasn't heard the message, everybody shares that, everybody that's in the YouTube growth space, the video title is by far the most powerful thing, simply because when you think about something that happens, right? Like there's a show on HBO, and it's like a half hour kind of live show, and the title was AI slop is taking over the internet. And there's this huge boost. Like I'm going to be creating a video. I'll probably film it tomorrow and talk about AI slop. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad, and specifically about slop and lazy videos, and really what to think about for wherever you are on the spectrum. But because I'm aware that this show was on TV, and now there's people that watch that video, a crazy amount of people. If I include AI slop in my title, I'll be really I'd be more likely to be able to get views from people that have watched that other video. And furthermore, I might show up in search fairly high and so on. So just, really getting clear on the most important stuff. And it's just so very simple. YouTube really is. Now it's very hard, but it is simple. And furthermore, when you try to keep it simple, when you do your best to understand what's most important, you're going to be far more likely to move forward and to make it happen. Do you think the new way YouTube Shorts show impression counts ahead of real engaged views is just a bit? Honestly, my friend, I'm not sure exactly what you're sharing. Here's what I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and it totally applies to your question. Okay, I see questions like this all the time, and this is the correct answer. The moment you understand what your audience is interested in, and when we say that right there, that means you kind of have to have a niche as well. Remember, I said, like, if you just focus on what's truly most important, well, one of the things is to have a niche. And when you start there and then you pay attention, I mentioned titles, really important. The first 30 seconds of your video, really important. When you focus on these things, it always works out. It just does. Because the most important thing to YouTube is that the viewer is engaged and enjoying your video. And all the algorithm does is it measures how much viewers are engaged with your content. So the thing I would say is when you double down on really trying to make great videos, you will see it works. You know what I mean? Now, there are variables. Some niches are easier than others. Shorts typically are easier to get a boost in views and subscribers. It's harder to get traction on long form for some people. You might struggle with on-camera delivery of your message, of your persona, how you communicate, but all these things can be improved. So I would just really encourage you to move forward and believe you can, and to believe it'll be okay. And like at the same time, feel free to ask that question again. I wasn't really sure what you were asking exactly. Hey, Sharm, nice to see you. You've been on the channel a while now. It is a pleasure. I've been uploading 2 videos a week for about 2 months. June has been my first month that I've made over $100. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Really awesome, Polly the Wog, and congratulations. I really love seeing that. If you guys have a question, add a Q to the beginning of your question. Drop it in right now, and we'll just get going. Pardon me, I always have a runny nose. Excuse me for that. Yeah, my friend, make it happen, man. Like if you keep here's the thing, like if you keep watching and you know you want to move forward, but you're not, I can only imagine like that creates a lot of uncomfortable vibes inside, right? You feel kind of like, man, I really need to do the thing. Editing. It gets a lot easier. It really does. Like today I banged out multicam. So imagine I'm syncing the audio manually from two cameras, right? I'm trying to make sure they're both focused. And I do this on my iPad. And then I import the footage after I film, and then I edit. And if I turn to this camera, I have to make sure the edit kind of matches that or this kind of a thing. But you know what? It goes really fast. And the thing I would share is when I started, check this out. If you're just getting started and it seems too much, I get you because when I started, I spent a lot of time editing and I was trying so hard to make these masterpieces. And I didn't have the skills or abilities to pull it off. And frankly, I still don't. Like it sounds weird and whatnot, but I think you have to kind of be in the right place. But I know I'm a lot closer today than I was about 6 months ago. And I think it's just the repetition. And I think it takes time to get up to speed. And there's so many things to learn. And you might be a great communicator, but if your audio sucks, the ship's gonna sink. If the audio is great, the thumbnail's awesome, and the title is like voila, chef's kiss, but your delivery sucks, the ship is gonna sink. So the thing I would encourage you to do is just stay in the game and know that over time you can eliminate a lot of these things that slow us down. Hello, friend. Late joining the live, but been in the ocean and relaxing on the beach. Man, that sounds really, really nice. My wife and I, we were down in South Padre Island about 2 weeks ago. We got really burned from the sun. It wasn't too bad. We were pretty careful. We were trying to keep up with the sunscreen. Man, there's something special about being out in nature, whether it's the ocean, the mountains. Right now, the wildflowers are going, they're going absolutely insane. But check this out. Like I'm curious, do you have this dedication right now? I love photography and right now places not far from me, a couple hours, overnight in a hotel, which I can afford that, not a big deal. And I could be taking the most incredible photos. But I know for me right now, what really matters is staying on the grind, uploading regularly, getting some new course material out, writing a new book. These things matter the most. And the best way for me to accomplish those tasks is to stay locked down most of the time. For the last 3 or 4 months, I'm like, me and my wife, we're traveling, we're doing road trips, we're doing photography, and I was making videos on the road, but I'm just more effective in my home studio for so many reasons. So that's where I'm at. I'm not enjoying the wildflowers. I could be, but like you gotta sacrifice something. Authenticity, providing value, and meet the audience where they're at help me move forward. Yeah, I need to kind of work on the meet the audience where they're at. I think a lot of times I go a little deep, a little too deep. To be fair, I have a lot of people that are like they're really doing it, and they are growing, and they come back and they want to hear some of the ideas I have. But the bigger audience is people that are barely just started, or they're trying to get the ball rolling. And I think sometimes my information goes too deep, and that means I'm not meeting the audience where they're at, and I struggle a bit. I'm trying to see if we have any questions. Here we go. Did we get this? No, 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 my friend. Like, here's the thing, brother. Listen. I think these kind of questions are really holding you back. Do you think using premium version of YouTube can negatively impact my channel's performance? No, like there's no reason why that would be a thing. So many people like it's almost like there's this boogeyman out there. Like, again, if you focus on making great videos, make videos in your native language. Try to connect with, 100 people and then 1,000 people instead of trying to, like, I'm going to go global. Keep it simple and just move forward. You'll be able to make it happen. I struggle with long, but it's what I did with long, but is what I did was now I do my shorts first, then attach long forms to it, help me get more views. Absolutely. I think there's a lot of power in doing both long form and short form videos. And I think by leveraging both, that's a great way to move forward. And I may do that in the future. At this point, like I'm live streaming on a pretty regular basis. I always want to live stream on Mondays unless maybe I'm traveling, taking some time off, and that'll be okay. But I think I can live stream, regularly on Monday, and then upload long form videos regularly as well. And that's my goal. I think, for me, it's really starting with what you enjoy. I don't why I don't know. I don't know. Why is thumbnail creation in DaVinci more complicated than CapCut? They're different software apps. That's why. I think one of the things to consider is that every software app is going to have benefits, pros and cons. Yeah, I'm Final Cut Pro, and the only thing I do in Final Cut Pro when I'm moving fast and breaking things is I take a screen grab from my video and I make a thumbnail from that. And I know you can do that with either. And what I do is I use Canva on my iPad. It's fantastic. And, the style of thumbnail I've been doing right now is actually a very simple, and you can do with the free version of Canva. It's just text. So. Hey, what's going on, Jay? It's good to see you, my friend. Jay's had his channel with Minecraft for some time, and it's been so awesome because you've been doing pretty good, my friend. I don't know exactly where your channel's at now, if it's a high point, midpoint, you're cruising along, but I remember, maybe after a handful of months, your channel started taking off, and really, really excited for you. So amazing. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. This is a good talking point. Brent mentions short views don't pay. So actually, there have recently been updates within the last few days regarding to how much YouTube is paying based on short views. So that's interesting, and check into that. And it's not great. It's not a great audience for sustained views, in my opinion. My opinion, and again, I think I take things too simply, and and that leaves people wanting, because people want to talk about the gossip, or people want to, people are talking about what, the algorithm. But like, I think if you publish shorts on a regular basis, and you're really focused on the same niche, a lot of people think they're in a niche and they're not, or they're not in a niche and they know it. But like, when you're in a niche and you're making short form and long form videos, there's plenty of viewers that watch both. And when I was uploading shorts on a regular basis, I remember I would see reports from YouTube that says, there's a crossover and a percentage of your viewers are watching both. Now, it's really easy to run into somebody on the shorts feed, like, again, you don't have to decide to click a video, they just show up. So I think that's something to consider, but like, I'm just more interested in long form. So hey Brian, I really like your BS approach. I needed you to talk to me like that. It's truly what you said. Yeah, and good for you. You know what I mean? Because like, brother, man, come on, man. Like, First off, nobody wants to hang out with someone that complains and bitches. And this is just for those watching, like, Hall of Sounds was kind of like struggling, and man, I'm just tired of this crap. And I really think it's amazing that you stepped up and said, man, I need to get my act together. Because at the same time, is saying like, nobody, watches my videos. And I'm like, yeah, but are you work on your thumbnails? And like, I think he needs to work on his thumbnails. And I knew I needed to work on my thumbnails too, because I think a lot of viewers saw those for so long and they became stale. And the reason TV shows get canceled is because the viewers feel they're stale. Today, it's like, I need to get back down in the studio and shoot some more photos for kind of the current backdrop for thumbnails. And then I can kind of trade them out easily. But, it really is easy to see measurable progress and more views when we do the things that are most important. And yet it is really hard for whatever reason. It's just hard as a human being to constantly be doing and striving and trying. And it's, I remember someone saying to me, man, I'm older and I'm tired. Like, brother, I'm 59. I'm tired too. And just like today is a good example. It's interesting. I got home from a walk today, as mentioned, really tired me out. Like, I was out of breath. The hills are long in Colorado. They turn into mountains, and you're at 6,000 feet, 20% less oxygen. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely just going to chill today. And yet I needed something to do, by 2 o'clock, I'm like, I got to do something. Like, I showered, I got cleaned up, I had a little food, I relaxed. And now I'm going to do a live stream. It's easy to connect. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. So let's do this. I'm curious. Edit video. Yeah, everything is turned on. I'm kind of looking in the back end of the live stream right now. I've been forgetting to turn on monetization, but now it's on. I've got the ads are currently balanced between aggressive ads to make more money or conservative ads to give you a better viewing experience. And I think balanced and in the middle is a good way to go. So that's kind of what we got rolling. Let me go back to details. I apologize for not looking straight into the camera, but I'm trying to get a sense of everything. Looks pretty good. Let's see if we can come up with some more questions. Checking in, Tangerine Door. My friend, I think you sent me an email. I'm so glad I just saw your post, your comment here. I'll do my best to get back to it later this afternoon. Just getting caught up on all the things, decided to go live. Good to see you, my friend. Rob the Maritimer, thank you for the value you offer as well. Rob is fantastic, and I'm really excited for those of you that just jumping in now. There's 54 of us here. Hit the like button if you're digging what's happening right now. Rob's going to be joining me on my Monday live stream. I live stream every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and I'm excited to have a conversation with him and to ask him some questions about his journey and so on. I love editing in Canva. I'm addicted to editing now. Yeah, isn't it? It's really funny. Like, something can have a lot of resistance. It can like kind of keep us at bay, and we can like kind of dance around and not do the thing. And then all of a sudden we find we enjoy it and we lean in more, and it starts to really help us. Here we go. What would be the most effective way to organize the channel's homepage? Great question. Let me see if I can do this. I am going to go to YouTube. Let me see if I can do present. Is it present settings? No, not settings. Here we go. Present, screen share. Perfect. Let's do this. This is a great question. The question is like, what's the best way to really focus on your YouTube channel homepage? And there really is some great ways to do that. So, oh, I want to go to my channel. So let's do this. So the first thing I would say is having your YouTube channel page really dialed in. Let me kind of put this here, and then let's go back here. No, how do I bounce around here? No, I don't want to remove. Okay, we'll do that. So again, I just want, I need to get up to speed with live streaming, but this is such a great question from Dom. And there really are a number of things that you can do to slightly improve the likelihood that a viewer sticks to your channel under the right circumstances. And this was what I mean. Imagine, and we'll go ahead again and we'll hit, there it is. So this is my homepage here, right? And if I were to look at this, the first thing I would say is if you're not targeting an audience, just everything is harder. And your channel banner, your channel art, keep it really short and to the point. And I made this also in Canva, subscribe for YouTube tips. That's it. Just that's it, you know? And then down here right now we're live. So you see I have that. And then I have the For You section. This is really, really powerful. And the reason why is because all these videos are cherry picked by the algorithm based on me as a viewer. So if you land on my channel and you edit in Final Cut Pro and you've been watching dozens of videos on Final Cut Pro, then this right here would probably show up as a Final Cut Pro video because it's for you, the viewer. So that's the first thing I would do. And the second thing I would do is I kind of like to have this recently added, okay? Because for people that return to my channel and whatnot, they're going to see videos I've obviously recently added and so on. But then another thing you can do is you can really kind of think about your playlist. So right now I'm really kind of just going based on, these are some of the best videos from my early start and whatnot. 15 most important things. This is, I would not suggest this, okay? And here's what's really interesting. I think a lot of times we just make it more than it needs to be. And I've got this 15 most important things, which is the fundamentals of the book I'm writing with all kinds of cool strategy, and it's really about how to publish a video that does well. And everything we focus on to try to do that is really going to help us. Now, when I made this playlist, the idea is like, oh, people come in and they're going to want to watch the 15 most important thing. No, they don't. This isn't a classroom. They're just there to watch one video if you're lucky. So everything we can do to really honor that and so on is the best way to go. To come back, right? And let's kind of come back to share the screen and then channel. If we scroll down, you'll start to see these types of playlists, and notice they're kind of color coordinated. Now, maybe I'll do this in the future. Maybe I won't. Like, I put extra time and thought into this, and like, I love this thumbnail here. I think that thumbnail right here, this one below the cursor, grow fast with trends, how to grow your YouTube channel. Like, that did okay, 17,000 views, not too bad. And the fact that they're all green and yellow, really vibrant, how to make money, really powerful. And then we really get to even more color coding. Now, back in the day, what I did was I had videos and playlists here, like one here for iMovie video editing. If we come in and we search for iPhone editing, Brian G. Johnson, I'm curious to see what we'll see. You can see here, like, that's kind of, here we go. So this color here is really the playlist strategy that I used. I had all my thumbnails looking like this for that particular playlist, right? There's another one. Notice red, black. Notice the iMovie icon under more. It's spelled wrong. And it really looked really nice when you stack it up on your channel page. And that's really the best way to do it, because it makes it really easy. It makes it really easy for a viewer who's coming in for a specific kind of content to find that and to binge more. And furthermore, if you're getting started, I talk about this a lot, but there's a lot of power in creating, say, 3 playlists like I did back in the day, and then really uploading to those playlists to see what kind of videos are gonna perform better for you based on the audience wants and needs. So I did that, and a lot of my early videos really took off, and that's how I would do that, Dom, is I would do just that. Nicola, my take on long form absolutely works, Brian. Today, I overcame my fear of live, and I did it. I never bothered on shorts. What's your take? Will it affect my long form? So I guess you're asking, like, I'm curious, are you asking about going live? Is that going to impact your long form videos? If you start doing shorts, is that going to impact? This is what I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. If I started making, if you imagine, for those of you that really like my videos, and let's say you've watched 5 to 10 videos in the last few months, would you be horribly upset if you don't like shorts, but I started making them? Would you stop clicking on my long form videos? Would you stop watching if they were on the same kind of topics that I typically talk about? I'm guessing the answer is no. So the thing I would say is, I think that as long as we can just, again, really honor what we're trying to accomplish and to try to make things simpler for ourselves is the best way to go. So I think it's great that you went live and conquered your fear. And I also think it's great that at this point, like, you've been doing long form videos, you're uploading. Now you did a live, and you can kind of decide, do you want to do lives on a regular basis? Do you want to do lives when you feel like it? Do you want to incorporate shorts and so on? But what I would say is, I would really choose one type of content. I think this is really the answer, and focus on that so your viewers can come to depend on that, because you will find some people are going to watch shorts. Some people are going to watch long form content. And if you're trying to get going with shorts, that might impact your long form videos and ultimately your views. So I think it can impact things, but probably not in the way you think, not on an algorithmic basis, but more on a viewer basis and your ability to stay consistent with one type of content. 70 people. Hey, what is happening? So good to see you. My name is Brian G. Johnson. If you're just tuning in, this is only for creators. If you're not a creator, this probably isn't for you. And by the way, we do have a limit, a 3-stream limit. If you're not uploading, you can only yeah, I was going to say you can only watch 3 live streams before we kick you out. Grumpy John, I'm a little bit afraid to read your comment, but let's do it anyway. I love the editing style of YouTube. My shorts had 1,700 views, and my long forms get 50 to 80. I love doing it, and I'm going to carry on. Perfect. There you go, my friend. Gets dry here in Colorado, gang. Man, what is going on? It gets dry up in here. All the cool cats in the house. Hey, Dan Courier, what's going on, brother? If you're still here, I am happy that you made it. Everyone, let's just wish Dan, congratulate Dan on 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Really rare air. Not a lot of people do that. Dude, way to go, man. What is going on? Hey, brother, good to see you. You were on the live stream about a week ago, I think. Who knows when, but one of the previous live streams. I hope you're moving forward in publishing, my friend. Nice to catch you live. Absolutely. Jeremy, what is going on? Good to see you. If you've got a question, there it is. Leave a cue at the beginning, pop it in the chat, and I'll answer. I film the majority of my videos on location, and editing takes a fair amount of time. Holy smokes, does it ever! How often should I aim to post to pull in real estate clients? I think the thing I would do is I would get really consistent with maybe 1 to 2 videos a week, but understand that you're really a resource channel when people are searching and looking for the kind of real estate agent in your area. What you want to do is you want to stay consistent, not so much for the algorithm, but so you can get in a groove, right? Like anytime, for me personally, and let me know if this makes sense for anybody out there, but if I do something all the time, I kind of get a workflow, I get it dialed in, I get better at the process and so on. So I think the more you can kind of come up with a workflow, the more likely you can really kind of see the results that you're after. Your titles, super important. Understanding the basics and fundamentals of SEO, keyword selection. I'm going to be filming a video, an updated video on really being able to do really basic but powerful keyword research. It gives you such a huge advantage. Like the more I think about it, I'm just like, wow, I need to go back to that because it drives so many views. So that's what I would say, my friend, is really be focused on keyword phrases, what people are searching for, and really think about the viewer you want. You want 10 views when they're the right 10 views more than 100 views. Because if one of the 10 views is a buyer, that's what you want. So I would get really clear and I would pay attention and get ninja good with understanding keyword research and how to do and dig deep and find different ways in which people are searching. For example, some people use the word buy, some people use the word purchase, some people will say purchasing a new home, some people will, I need to purchase a new home. All of these things, when combined together, really give you an opportunity to spot opportunity and so on. So that's what I would focus on. No, absolutely not. I do not think shorts are completely a waste of time. I think there is huge opportunity. And frankly, I believe that creators that do both long form and short form have a good chance at really driving more growth. But it's always based on the creator's ability to really focus on the 10 things that matter the most when making a video. Like, this is the thing. You'd be amazed at how many questions people ask that don't focus on the actual making the video thing. So I think that what matters, Brent, is you're not interested in shorts. And right now I'm kind of like, I'd rather do long form videos and live stream, and maybe I'll do shorts in the future. I think you should honor that, but I don't think they're a waste of time. Absolutely not. I do think that if you're doing long form videos, well, I don't know. A lot's changing right now with shorts, as mentioned. Like YouTube, the payout and the amount of advertisers coming in with shorts is on the rise, and that's getting trickled down to creators. So something to think about. Probably not. Maybe. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is a good question. I want you to think about this. Right now, you're watching my live stream, right? And here's the question. Let's just read it out. Would you ever consider, of course, but there's a lot of rabbit holes that people have to go through. And what I don't want, and I didn't do it. Would you consider doing a live stream where you randomly select a channel and give that person pointers on how they can become better? Actually, to be fair, I'm thinking of like I have a guest on with me and maybe, but in the past, I've done channel reviews and it's good and it's bad. Like, here's the thing. You probably, I'm guessing, would like a channel review, and so would a lot of other people. But when you do that kind of a live stream, good and bad. Number one is I can give direct feedback. And I think a lot of people can learn from that. But more often than not, a lot of people, I think they're like waiting for you to please review my channel and so on. And furthermore, I'm going to be honest, it's really hard to go deep and give nuanced answers as to what's happening with the content. Now, to be fair, here's what's interesting on the flip side of that, because it's hard to like watch a video and think on a deep level when there's currently 75 people watching. And on the flip side, almost always, I'll say your thumbnails really need to be dialed in. Your titles almost always need to be dialed in, and so on. So I would consider doing that in the future. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Yeah, you know what's interesting is I just keep making subtle changes. And check this out. Like once you start making thumbnails, like subtle little changes to the colors you use, the effects you use on your text, the way you understand what kind of text to use, like subtle little changes can have a big impact. So appreciate it, my friend. Chat GPT for ideas and prompt pixels for actual thumbnails. Sort of, maybe yes. For me personally, I like real photos, but I will enhance my photo with AI. And here's what's important for me personally. Okay, I I'm really divided with AI right now, and I'd love to get feedback from anybody here. Like, are you on one of the extreme sides right now? Like you hate AI and oh my God, and I'm terrified, or I hate it, or it's horrible, or you're using AI and you love it. I see a lot of division and it makes me sad. Frankly, I think anybody that's making any kind of anything that is fantastic. And frankly, I feel like I'm on the 70s or 80s airplane movie, frankly. If you're familiar with that airplane movie. I think there are a lot of people right now that might be getting started and using AI, and they're going to graduate and they're going to have an advantage because they're going to have skills and abilities. And furthermore, like I am doing some really cool stuff right now. Like today, I had Chat GPT give me trends based off Google Trends. Like, check this out. This is going to blow your mind. And if it doesn't, please let me know. Let's go to Google Trends. Okay, and let's type in AI slop. And that is indeed a search term. And check this out. Boom! Hopefully that didn't break your ears. So this was on today or yesterday, June 27th, 100. It's like the highest it goes, right? And this is a web search, okay? But here's the thing, like videos rank in Google too. If we go to YouTube search, we can take a look and we can see that AI slop is like, it's been kind of trending. So this morning, and I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Let's try that again. How many people were screaming were you screaming at the, Johnson, you're not sharing your screen. It's a live, hey, it's a live stream and it's Friday. Here you can see it, right? Like, let's go back here. So this is Google Trends. And if you're not using this, it can be interesting, right? Let's just type in slop and you can see it's a search term. It says right there. We'll explore it. And we have these trends on, what day is this? This is June 27th. This is June 26th. So over the last few days, there's been a lot of people that have been searching and watching. And here's the thing, like I asked Chat GPT this morning, goodness, where am I? Let's go here, stop sharing. I asked this morning for, hey, are you able to give me updates from Google Trends? Are you able to spot what could be trending in my niche? And it came back and it mentioned AI reviews, something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but I did some searches, and like some of the big news magazines are talking about this new AI feature. Like, you know how Google now gives you, when you search, instead of having just regular search listings, you got an AI overview. Now YouTube is coming out with this kind of AI overview. And I wonder if there's a way to make sure that you get your kind of content and whatnot videos featured in that. And that could be a really great video for me to make. And people that are searching for that, that would probably be a pretty good uh, topic. Those people, good chance they'd be interested in learning about YouTube and growing an audience, and they're curious, and maybe I've got other videos. And so, you know, for me personally, like, I want to continue to focus on making videos and doing it the old school way, but I'll use AI to help me kind of move forward. What is going on, Pete? Good to see you. Pleasure. June has been really slow. Very odd, because June is typically my best month, but it's because there was no major update this month as usual. Interesting. Hi, Brian. Thank you so much for all the great advice. Mel, it's always a pleasure. Good to see you, and you're more than welcome. One important thing I learned as a new YouTuber, Tangerine Door, dropping the knowledge. You're doing great, my friend. Everything you do at first is an experiment, and you have to get used to that. And you know what's interesting is, like, the learning never stops, and the swearing and the tough moments, and everything is broken until it's not, and then it starts to work out. But man, it is constantly an experiment. There's just so much to learn, and you can always do something to make a slightly better video. Sure is rewarding, though. Cheers to you. It's Friday. It's about 6 o'clock Eastern. Glad you made it. My name is Brian. 84 people here. Incredible. Wow. Fantastic. Love that Dad's root beer. Saw it at Costco. Picked up a box because nothing comes, you know, you don't get a few Dad's root beer. Those blue shirts, those of you that watch my videos and you're like, does that dude ever change his shirt? Yes, I've got like 10 of them because they were dirt cheap. Costco. You never think it'll happen, and then you're in there, you know, hauling away boxes of stuff. After reviewing your application, our specialists have found that it doesn't not meet our criteria. Yeah, I guess it sounds like you didn't get monetized, my friend. Are you making original content? Could I make videos really similar to you? And if the answer is yes, try to make something that stands out and is very different. That would be my advice to you. The best way to do that, or I should say, the simplest way, is to put yourself on camera. I know it can be scary. If you don't want to do that, create a voiceover. Are you doing that? I bet you're not doing that. The little old lady who could and did and does. I hope so, my friend. I hope so. And I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you did not get monetized, and goodness, that's hard. But you could probably reapply again in the future. I think you get a couple cracks at it. So I would say consider that. Love your live streams. You are a talent. You don't need to record anything. Just go live. Actually, for me to achieve what I'm after, I want to grow, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, guys. Like, whew. I mean, I'm actually gaining subscribers, but one thing to consider is that you are going to lose a lot of subscribers. And one of the things that I've always thought about is that people get excited about something and then they stop all the time. They find it wasn't for me. I'm going to try going roller skating even at 50, 60 years old, but maybe it's not for me. That's what they think after roller skating once. And I know a lot of people get started on YouTube and they realize, wow, it's really hard to get views, to get monetized, to grow an audience. And videos are the best way to do that above live streams, unless You go live all the time. And for me, I want to plan out and edit videos and now and then, really make a beautiful video with tons of footage and B-roll and storytelling. I do that once a month, and man, I love those videos. I love going out and shooting outdoors with my fancy cameras and my lenses, looking for the other camera I had here. I had camera issues earlier, but they're resolved now. About 3 weeks ago, I was losing around 600 to 700 subscribers a month. So if I'm gaining 100, it turns out I'm actually gaining about 800, but sadly 700 people are unsubscribing because they've given up or they're tired of my content. It's just part of the grind on YouTube. I checked yesterday and it was almost pushing 1,000 people. Why? Why would it go up? Well, because I'm publishing more videos. They're reaching more people. Some of those people who have given up or they decided they don't like my videos, and that's cool. Like no big deal. Definitely not giving up. Not giving up because it's okay. Like, it's not about, the most important thing for me is I do have community. I have people that keep showing up. I love to make stuff. I like to write books, live stream, speak at events. I just really, really enjoy that, and I'll continue. But, I was hoping to get to 200,000 subscribers, and that might not be in the cards. But you know what's cool? And this is what I want to encourage you to do. If you're watching and you want to grow, I'm willing to find out, and I'm willing to do what I can to make it happen. Right now, I'm pushing, and I'm excited about 170,000 subscribers. That would be a big deal. That would be like a number I've never, like, my channel has been stuck at 160 some thousand subscribers for years. It's really not what's important. You know what I mean? What's important is that you create something that people value, and I want to keep practicing and doing that. Hey, take care, my friend. Good to see you, Brent. Cheers, buddy. We need people to unsubscribe. You don't want thousands of old subscribes who don't want your videos, watch your videos. I want YouTube to remove inactive subs. I don't know. I don't think it matters, man. Like, here's the thing. Like, again, I just think what I need to do is just focus on making the best videos I can and making better thumbnails within reason. Like, what am I trying to achieve? Am I trying to go daily? Then I need to make the best thumbnail I can, and I need to film a lot and edit a lot and publish, and like, that's a whole lot. But for me, it's like, I get it about inactive subs, but the way I see growth today is more about people that keep coming back, people that keep showing up. It's more about community for me. Still cruising my way to monetization. Mimi, you got this, girl. Small steps, they add up. They really add up. Don't be afraid to take them. You know what I mean? Keep dialing in what is important. Like, we're talking thumbnails and titles and editing and lighting, and those things add up, and it gets easier to make better. You're making art. You get it. Boomer Ranger Ron, from what I've seen from other creators who live stream, they are doing it once a week on the same day. Often, sometimes I'll just kind of go live when I want to because I'm kind of a rebel that way. But for me, there is a lot of power in showing up and creating regularity for people. So for me, I kind of decided I'm going live on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I'll do that as often as I can, unless something, I'm on vacation, then okay, no problem, or I'm at an event or something. But above that, again, there's no reason you can't. Just keep it simple is my advice, and hone things along the way. There we go. Hello, I'm trying to make more videos that are what my audience wants to watch. Awesome. Fantastic, my friend. Keep doing that. You know what I mean? And here's what I would say too is, for me, that's really thinking about the search terms, the kind of videos in my niche that are doing well. And if you're like, well, nobody has a channel like mine, that could be a problem. And then if you do have other channels that are similar, see what is resonating and make your version of that video. Kevin Colby, we all know Kevin. Most of us here do anyway. He released a video about like what to do if you're busy, or how to make videos more quickly. And I literally had a question on my channel as I was ready to film the other day, and I just thought, I'm making that video. I know Kevin posted it. I know people might think, oh my God, he just, yes, but also because someone on my channel requested that, based on a video I put out. He was like, well, what do you do if the videos you're making take hours and hours? And you're telling me I need to publish more. I'm like, there's always a way forward. And the answer in this case was to really look at how you make videos. If your videos take, 15 hours, 3 times, 5 times 3, 15 hours, take 2 of those out. Simplify those videos. Save 2 hours for another video. Spend 5 minutes researching, which means you don't research hardly at all. Spend 20 minutes filming, and then spend another 20, 30 minutes editing to cut off the beginning and the end and some of the mess ups in the middle, and you're done. Make a simple thumbnail and boom. Does changing your title hurt if you do it a few times over a long period? I don't think so. I think what I would say, and I've done it many times. In fact, literally the video that I published last, I changed the title 3 times, and I did that in maybe a 2-hour period. Just trying to optimize, and who knows, what I know is that if you do it a few times, YouTube is just going to push it out to a new audience, and then they're going to start seeing how those people engage and interact. And I think, again, when we just really keep it simple and strive to create great videos that our audience loves, then I think we'll be absolutely fine. If I change my titles if it isn't performing. Yeah, exactly. I'll do that too, right? If I see, but here's the thing, and this is the thing that is tough for me, because I almost know too much. There was so much, it was so beautiful when I started. I was ignorant. I didn't know and whatnot. And now I'm like, well, if your video is doing pretty well, okay, with regular viewers, it'll push it out to new viewers, and the audience with the new viewers, they might really dig that title, but maybe, and then, oh my God, it's just ridiculous. As a new YouTuber, is it wrong to publish a video outside of my regular schedule? I don't. There's nothing. There's no problem with that at all. Like, when you make a video that people love, they're not going to care. It's going to show up on their homepage. They're going to click it and watch it. They're going to subscribe or remember, wow, that was great. And then YouTube is going to be more likely to show your next video to that viewer, or some other videos you've already published, and so on. Again, I think when we really just focus, and we have a belief in that, if I focus on what's most important, it'll work out. And this is I don't have a schedule. I don't, maybe I should, and I'm going to start slowing down and scheduling out videos. I hope. I didn't publish today because I want to get a few in the can, and then I want to be able to kind of stop making videos for a few weeks as I write a book, but I've got videos to release. So I'll do that for a few weeks. I'll make videos and start stacking them up, and I'll just release them. In fact, the video I published, Steve, watch the latest video I published. If you want to grow, this is like a really powerful video. I talk about like the very step-by-step process that I've used for ages to blow up. It's the same process that Daniel Battelle and I have used. It's the same process I used like 7-8 years ago when I started my channel. It worked then, it still works now, and it's based more on publishing a video when your real-time views are dipping, and what to pay attention to, how to use ChatGPT, how to have conversations with AI to dial things in and so on. Watch that video. Question. If you have a question, drop it right now and we'll get to that. You're welcome, Steve. Grumpy John. I'm 3 months into my channel with 25 videos. Should I publish regularly or just random like I do now? Again, I mean, here's the thing I would say. I think the more we can simplify YouTube early, the better. And frankly, there's no reason why, scheduling a video every Wednesday at 3 p.m. or just uploading when you want to. I don't think either of those things really make much of a difference. But for me, I like the flexibility of just kind of publishing whenever. Like my audience, like they're there. They click and they watch and they leave nice comments and they say that was awesome. They say thank you. Or they unsubscribe when, they don't like me or they've given or whatever, So, whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. Now for a live stream, I do agree. Someone mentioned I think there's power in creating kind of a show where you show up and you're live and it can be interactive because live streams are a very different experience. Can we agree? When you watch a video, it's very passive. It's very like a TV show or a movie. You take it in. For a live stream, I am participating more, even though I'm a viewer. And when I jump on Nick Niman's live stream, like so many people on Saturday mornings, I know I'm going to jump in and say hello, and Nick's going to grab my book and say, Brian, blah, blah, blah. He's just going to call out my book and whatnot. And I interact with other people. It's a different experience. But for videos, you sit on the couch or on the bus or, to work or in your car or none of you don't take your phone to the bathroom, do you? I mean, I've been watching you. And it's a different experience. Niminati, exactly. Hey, gang. All right. Well, that's it. If anybody doesn't have a question, I think we'll wrap up. That was fantastic. Hey, Tony, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. I take my laptop to the bathroom, dude. Come on, man. Come on. I take my I take my iPad and my phone. Usually I take calls. My assistant routes them in. I'm taking calls. Please hold. All right, gang. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Good to see so many people. We did awesome today. We had, I think, about 85 people on the live stream. I'm going to be live in a few days on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Look for that video live stream with Rob the Maritimer. Really excited to ask Rob some questions and kind of have a natural conversation about YouTube. And listen, I know you can make it happen. The best thing you can do right now is to believe. And if it's hard to do that, keep hanging around those people that are dropping the positivity. Show up and take action. Do the thing. This is what I want you to know. You cannot, under any circumstances, theorize your way to YouTube success. You got to get in there. You got to publish the videos. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be what you want, probably, but it'll be really rewarding. And I guarantee you can get better and you can see more views in a realistic time frame. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Brian. Peace, power, poodles, and as always, pixie dust.